Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and I thought I couldn't be any more shocked at rallies, but boy, I was so wrong.
I'm John Mark, and shout out to our sponsors.
Hit us with the first one.
You mean if you're trying to go to a rally this week? Or this weekend, or even if you're trying to get to vote?
You may need to get around town for a whole lot of things. You know, in this last minute rush, there's going to be a lot of events going on. It could be a whole lot of grill and chills. It could be a lot of things you need to get to. So if you need to get around town, we have the perfect way for you to do it. That perfect way, John is going to fill you in on.
Pratt's Car Rental. Need a reliable ride in the Bahamas? Choose Pratt Cars Rental, your trusted partner on the road. Whether you're here for business, vacation, or voting, Pratt's offers clean, comfortable vehicles at affordable rates with friendly service you can count on. From quick getaways to longer stays, they've got the perfect car ready for you. Drive with confidence, drive with ease, drive with Pratt's Car Rental. Book today and get moving right away. Prices start daily, $500, weekly, $300, monthly, $1,000 with a $100 security deposit. You can contact them at 242-826-4279 or follow them on social media as Pratt Rentals 242.
That's Pratt Car Rentals. You know what?
Shout out to Pratt.
As we go into our first topic, we go into Woods Lead. Like we said, we're going to be talking hoops. We got to start with our biggest sponsor, and that is us, because we plug ourselves. What's trending in sports?
We don't even know.
What's trending in sports and pop culture across the Bahamas? 10th year seniors has you covered. From local athletes making waves, this is your go-to blog for what everyone is talking about. And it doesn't stop there, guys. We also deliver live stream sports productions. We bring the action straight to you wherever you are across several platforms. You get real takes, you get fresh content, and from a true Bahamian perspective. This is your way to stay in the loop. You got to use 10YS, where sports meets pop culture and the game comes alive. And one of those things that we are going to talk about from this unique perspective, we are going to talk about one that is easily our favorite national team. Like, we make no concessions about it. Like, that's what it is. Some people love the Lakers. Some people love the Yankees. Some people love the laundry of one of these other random cities. Ours is the senior men's national basketball team.
Drape yourself in the flag.
Like we always love to do with any event, but especially with this. And we've been talking about it. Well, it feels like we've been talking about it forever. But now it's finally coming to fruition. We are just months away.
Which is crazy.
From the biggest basketball games in Bahamian history.
You know how much work I have to do now?
Man, it's a labor of love.
Yeah, but it's plenty of work too.
So, of course, we're talking about the men's team taking on Jamaica on July 3rd, taking on Puerto Rico July 6th. You get to see both of those games right here at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. Tickets are on sale now. Prices start at $75 for each game, which is a low bar to get over in terms of the type of competition that you are going to see on the floor at Kendall Isaacs. And it's a rare opportunity because we could go ahead and say it now, you've never seen this much talent in that gym at one time.
No, and then you also got to include the talent Jamaica and Puerto Rico will be bringing, because we're not going to be the only team with NBA players. Jamaica has a couple NBA guys that they're going to be bringing down, and Puerto Rico's the same. So I'll tell you this right now, and we'll be straight up and honest. Some people could think $75 is steep.
Oh,
it's not the ones who went to go watch VJ in Miami.
No,
let's just put that out the way, right?
Small bill to them.
Small, tiny bill. But people are buying. Tickets are selling. Like, this is the first time I can say, and this is someone who is in the federation that could tell you, this is the first time when we launched tickets to sell, tickets have started selling
right
minutes
away
after the launch.
I mean, you get what you pay for, because you anticipate. This is literally like going to watch an NBA game.
Yeah,
that's what you're going to. As a matter of fact, other than like Jeff Rogers' Celebrity Night, this is probably the biggest collection of NBA talent you will have on the floor at one time.
No, hands down would be the biggest. I mean, the biggest at one point in time was when Kai and Buddy were playing like Kendall Isaacs, and you add Mikey in there.
And this is going to this is going to supersede that easily.
You pretty much potentially have a starting lineup of 5 players that are either in the league or have league
have spent
experience.
time in the league.
Because we could just go off here. VJ.
Yeah, this is what I want to get to, right? Because the thing that whenever national team things come up,
VJ.
that's always the number one thing. And then people don't know the difference between, okay, is this one where the NBA guys are going to play? Is this one where you're going to have the other guys as always? And yes, if you're a part of the circle and you would know, then you look at things a little differently. But a lot of people out there don't know the difference between what's America Cup, what's World Cup qualifier, what's an Olympic
This
tournament,
is the big show.
who's playing. This is the one.
This is the big show. So this is the big show that gets you to the Olympics. This is the road to the Olympics. That's what this is. So every game from here matters because you're trying to first make the World Cup, which would be in Qatar. That will get you a chance to qualify for the Olympics. But we get out of this to the second round, we're pretty much guaranteeing our spot in a pre-Olympic qualifiers like what we did in Argentina. So all these games matter for positioning. First, we want to get to the World Cup because if you get to the World Cup, the situation gets a lot easier. It gets to the point where you're like, oh, okay, we have to be top 2 in the Americas minus USA in order to get to the Olympics, which will make, like I say, life easier.
Make life so much easier.
But you make the World Cup then and you don't qualify, you automatically are in the qualifiers. So you're not in the pre-qualifiers, you're in the qualifiers. So all this is to do with ranking points. You know, Puerto Rico's ranked 15 in the world. Jamaica is below us, but we dominate these games. We're going to shoot up in the rankings.
And I got to say, and we will give the Bahamian public their credit, like John mentioned earlier, the last time when you had Buddy and Kai play, people came out.
Yeah.
People came out, the support
Well, the
was
last
there.
time Kai came out, and that was it was a World Cup qualifying game. People came out. Here's the thing. Thank you for coming out, but we always got to make the stadium packed. Now, I will say this. As someone inside looking, at all angles, maybe ticket prices are too high with some of these other games that we're doing because the goal should be just to pack the stadium, right? I'm going to tell you now, Kendall Isaacs is the equivalent of being in the lower bowl of every single NBA, any stadium in the world.
I like where this conversation's going.
Any stadium in the world. And don't think that we just get a number and we throw a number and that's it. We do research. Canada is playing in Hamilton. They're about to have 12 NBA guys on that court.
And you know what Canada roster looks like.
And let's just think about this. It's a 10,000 seat stadium, I think, that they're playing in, right? So Kendall Isaac will hold, I think, 2,000, including courtside. So that means they got 8,000 more people. Their tickets in the upper area, I think, start at $40.
And that's the upper.
That's the upper.
So that are seats that do not exist in Kendall Isaacs.
Lower bowl start at $134. That's before your fees and your taxes. Man, this is $75 all in one shot. You go to these sites in the States, they'll be like, oh, these tickets are $80, but then you pay $40 of fees.
Like everything else.
So what we did is we looked around and we know BJ's becoming a star, right? Buddy has already proven that he's a veteran in the league and is one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen in our lives. DeAndre is out there to show y'all can shut up about him because he is dominant. Eric Gordon, 18-year veteran in the NBA, another elite shooter. So that means that's 2 elite shooters. And then you got Kai Jones, athletic freak, right? That's 5 people who had NBA experience or in the league still. And let's just say this way, Kai still has a shot to make the league. Let's not forget about that.
Always.
So we're at a situation where we're literally, like, I'm not the coach or anything. This is just speculation.
At one point, you kind of were.
Yeah, no, but I'm not coaching this team. We're going to, have details on that later on in the month. So be sure to listen to us next week.
On the 10th Year Seniors podcast?
Yes. No. So, anyways, you got VJ is going to have to play point guard because there's no way you're not putting him on the.
I don't like it, John.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. Anyway, go ahead.
Eric has to be shooting guard. You're going to have to small ball with Buddy at the three.
Yeah, positionless basketball.
And then you have to look
works.
at Kai and DA on as a five. Those five there.
No,
That's a legitimate lineup.
Absolutely.
But you don't like the VJ thing. But VJ has shown that he could bring the ball up in the NBA. But you have to put your best players on the floor.
No, I agree with that in certain spots. But I also know that bringing the ball up means you're not the focal point of the offense anymore.
But you can just run by them. But
Yeah.
you got to think of this too, right?
No, that should definitely be a crunch time 5. I'm fine with that.
VJ has 2 elite shooters and a big. 2 elite shooters, not 1, 2. If VJ don't get 20 assists, if he ain't the John
He's
Stockton,
not going to get 20 assists.
See, this is where the problem goes. The John Stockton. Now remember, FIBA counts assists if they foul and make a free throw.
I don't want VJ getting 20 assists.
Well, VJ could get 30 and 20.
Okay, if he gets 30 points, that's fine. I just see his game, and obviously not just I see it. I mean, clearly we know what he is
But
best
then
at.
also think of this.
He is not a facilitator.
EG could bring the ball up.
Yeah. No, bringing the ball up ain't an issue. It's how you run the offense. But I just don't think the best version of VJ Edgecombe is not as a facilitator.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree with
But
that.
he could facilitate. That's the beauty. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
This team, let's be real. As long as Buddy isn't bringing the ball up, we good.
I feel like we would be good with that.
To a point.
To a point, yes.
But then you got to think of bench. You got Dominic. You got Franco. Guards who have proven that they could play at the elite level. Then you got Tavario, Sammy. Like guys who play Kentuan, Travis. Like this is coming to the fact where this is going to be our deepest team that we've ever had. I'm the best team we ever put together.
The roster construction will definitely be something that people are going to look forward to because everyone wants to be a part of this. I mean, if people want to cling on to Bahamas basketball when it gets to the highest heights like they did when they made the run at the Olympic qualifiers, imagine how the players feel knowing, what the possibility is. So yeah, everyone wants to be a part of this.
They want to play home.
And this will be it's gonna be the toughest one to become a part of, and so just based on that alone, it should be the best one.
And here's the crazy thing, right? All of our runs were the NBA guys, right? Let's be real. And when I mean runs, like when we had the stacked teams, Argentina, Spain. This is the first time in the history of history, before Columbus came, that the greatest talent is going to be right there in the sports complex.
This is also the first time that we're playing a meaningful, very important games at a window where everyone's available, pro and college guys.
Yep.
So you have everyone available, and think about the talent level that just got done with college.
Yeah,
Think
you got
about-
Romad, Frederick, and Dayton.
and AJ Store, all
Yep.
of them just done with college, so now into their version of the working world, but headed toward pro basketball, and everyone is into this pool right now. So the list of first timers, or the list of, because Frederick King hasn't had an opportunity to do this yet, but the list of first timers shows you how deep this team could actually be. Like that alone should have people eager to go buy tickets right now, because I don't know who is there. I don't know who will be on the roster, but I know it'll be the best we've ever seen.
It'll be the best. I can tell you right now. I had a sneak peek of things.
Inside information.
You don't want to miss it. And I'm not saying that because
Who's
whatever.
your Mike Vrabel?
Yeah, Mike Vrabel, no. It don't work like that in the Bahamas Basketball Federation. I wish, but unfortunately, no. Now, if any of them want to be a Diana in the U.S., they can holler at me.
Info at 10YS.
Info at 10YS.com.
10YS.com.
I got everything they need to know. Who needs to be an insider?
Tell it.
I got you.
All the information gone for a price. But that's the thing for me, man. And I think like just even talking and speculating about what the roster could look like or how you're gonna play and how things are gonna work, and because to me starters don't matter as much as crunch time 5. Like that's the thing that matters
For
the
sure.
most.
Because, all right, you're only going to be in a situation where we know right now our best defender is VJ.
Yes.
But then you got
easily.
Travis as your second best defender. Like, players are now going to be able, in my opinion, Travis flourished so much because he wasn't a focal point and he was able to be open and hit open shots.
And that's the thing. Like, you name the guys who we know have to be there, the guys who have to be I mean, of course, the NBA guys are the biggest name. But building that team around them and getting the right glue guys around them. Because, like, perfect example, Travis. That's somebody that does everything. You could fit him into several different roles.
Yep.
You're going to have guards that come off the bench and provide that kind of instant offense, because there are going to be times when these guys have to sit. Who can step up and actually facilitate and actually lead? We've seen Franco do that. We've seen Franco do that in big spots. You got to have bigs behind DA and behind Kai. How do they play? Like, guys like Tavario play such an important role in that. The veteran leadership with guys like Ken Torn. So the pieces we have to this puzzle are so new. And this is a great problem to have, by the way, because we've never actually had to have this conversation.
This is the first time I think we're going to be able to put a roster on and not have to worry about having an 8-9 man rotation, because you're going to be able to play 12. Like,
we go in platoon. Like how Cal got to do that.
Yeah, you pretty much can, because you're at the point where you're like OKC. Your bench is deep.
Yeah.
And these are guys who are going to be on the bench that are used to starting these games in other windows. So all of a sudden now, you think of like, I always tell people this. You look at the Team USA when Dwayne Wade came off the bench, right? Dwayne Wade was a superior player. He was probably the most superior player coming off the bench.
But it was all about how pieces
now
fit.
He's playing second tier national team level talent, right? We have all our guys, but what would be our bench are usually starters in other windows. So they've played against crunch time minutes. They've played against these big players. So putting them in, it's just going to be exciting. That's all I know. It's going to be a great time. Like I say, make sure you buy your tickets. Ain't gonna be no handouts here. Ain't gonna be no, I know someone. So you can
know them. They can know them. That's
you can
fine.
know them, but you better buy your tickets, because I'll tell you now, security could be strictly enforced. Plenty of police could be there. This ain't gonna be the time where you thinking,
we ain't Campbell.
We ain't playing Cuba with plenty empty seats. This is gonna be a capacity filled stadium.
Because look at the teams and think about, like, we're just thinking about the Bahamian public, but look at the teams and think about what they bring down. I mean, if y'all saw how Jamaica turned out just when they thought they had the opportunity to advance, if they could beat the Bahamas, they are behind this program 100%, and they ain't faking with it.
Yep.
Puerto Rico, we know about Puerto Rico's basketball lineage, so they travel well too. We can't have people deeper in our gym than we have.
No.
But the fact that every seat is a hot seat. Seats are limited, like John said. The sales have already been going well. But I think the larger question this causes is, if we are able to have this kind of talent, and then these are the kind of teams that we're able to put on the floor, then why is this still the best facility we have to play in? Why are we not doing better than this by now? Like, why are we still playing in basically what's a high school gym with 12 pro players?
There's no reason why, in my opinion, plans like, okay, you got your track stadium, you got your baseball stadium, right? How can you look at Kendall Isaacs and say, you know what? That's adequate.
It's no way that's
cool. What should have been done years ago, not like this administration, past administration, maybe 2 or 3 administrations before Minis, should have looked at what was going on, right? And said, hey, maybe we should upgrade a facility. Maybe, you know what? We should build a facility. What's this thing that's happening now? Oh, that's right. A multi-purpose gymnasium. Because why are we still having concerts outside? Why, if it rains, if it's windy, oh, we have to postpone this, postpone that. Guess what? If you build a proper, let's just say 8,000 to 10,000 seat arena, it will work. Because let's be real. You could got 6,000 seat capacity at the bottom. It's going to work. You're going to have, look, just like Summer Thunder, when these college teams are coming down, you could then start hosting exhibition games for college or whatever you want to do. You can actually host real games there if you want.
I was about to say the actual games that come.
NBA preseason games you could probably host there. Like, could you imagine if the foresight was, hey, let's build this thing, and now all of a sudden you got Buddy, VJ, you got 3 guys, 4, potentially 4 guys in the league on different teams, and you bring all 4 of those teams here and have a little 2 games each type thing. Like, this is, Belize just built a $30 million stadium basketball facility, and they're nowhere near the level we are.
Not even close. Whatever the thought process was when this was built, whatever we thought our capacity was, we've exceeded that.
Yeah.
Like leaps and bounds. Like, yeah, it was great, but if you still growing, if your foot's still growing, you can wear the same size shoe forever.
Then
Like,
your
no,
foot could stop growing.
like, no, exactly. And
like
so
a-
that's
it's
what's
like a
going
goldfish.
to happen. That's what'll happen to the program if we actually don't expand on what we've done already.
I've always thought, Kendall Isaacs, you don't have to tear it down, you know.
No, but
You
that
could-
shouldn't be the only thing you have.
You could build on the Kendall Isaacs, right? And that would be your practice facility. Then you have your main court. How much stuff they do in that UB, voting. You could put
Everything.
concerts when World Athletics comes here. That's your accreditation center.
Volleyball,
High school stuff. Like,
exams.
you name exactly, you name it, you can do it, because once you have the facility, it's a multi-purpose facility. You pull the floor up, you put the floor down.
You know what I actually thought that was going to happen? And I don't even know why I was thinking this, but I remember after the Warriors won and they made a big show of it, naming the road to Kendall Isaacs after Michael Thompson. I thought it was going to be so much more than just that one strip of road. I thought they were going to do their favorite thing, which is a groundbreaking. I thought that was going to be groundbreaking for, hey, an addition to this facility or a new facility, since we're talking basketball and we see where this is headed. Because think about where we were at that point. DA was already the number 1 ranked recruit. Buddy was a year into the NBA, or maybe
He was
2 years
National
into the
Player of the
NBA.
Year in college.
But
Let's just be real.
So we saw where this was going.
Yep.
We had a deep pool in college basketball. So again, you use that word foresight. If you had the foresight to see where the program was going, then I would assume the plans would have already been in motion for that. But no.
Y'all ain't want to build great things. And look, you know what's, and we in the time of year of this, right?
We in the time.
We in the time of year, because
whatever this is.
once every 5 years, right? Or 4.5, whatever you want. You know how much rally you could have had in there? In the AC?
But they would have just been. If you see how much they fight over 10 space, imagine them fighting over who get to host the rally on what day.
Exactly. That's a great thing.
But who making money? Yeah.
You can imagine this. Okay, guys. The same way they do it in the US. You have your stage there, and you have sections. This is your Clenari section. This is your Pinewood.
Yeah,
and you put it all around, and you have them with their little thing. Why are we going to the hotel?
Why are we yeah. Or outside.
Boy, they love outside.
They love outside.
They love outside.
They love outside so much. But maybe they love outside because they have to be outside, John. That's the point. They have to be outside because they don't have this multi-purpose center, this multi-purpose facility that can house something like this. So all I'm saying is that ties into people that are going to complain about why the tickets cost what they cost.
National sport.
Seats are limited.
Complaining.
Yeah.
Not only
all the national sports built into
not
one.
only are seats are limited, but there ain't a bad seat in Kendall Isaacs.
Literally none, because like you mentioned it. If you think about being in a bigger stadium, all of y'all getting the lower bowl seats.
Look, all I know is when y'all went to go watch VJ in Miami.
Nosebleeds. Plenty of Bayman Flags was in the nosebleeds too.
Yeah, plenty was there too. But plenty was in the lower bowl.
Yeah. They was all over.
Them tickets ain't cheap.
They was all over. We know that.
Parking ain't cheap.
Anything dealing with the Kaseya Center ain't cheap. Like that we know for
You try to
that
get
we know for
food,
sure.
bam, $25.
Hey, so let's show up and show out, please, because the players are going to do that. That part I ain't worried about. DA and VJ, of course, had playoff runs or continue to have playoff runs. But this is probably going to be the most fun Buddy is going to have playing basketball this season. So you know he is coming to make an impact. Well, Buddy don't even need that because he's been the standard bearer for the national team program since his early years at Oklahoma, I would say. And so you always know what this means to him, and you always know what he's prepared to bring to the table. He is the unquestioned leader of this team, and he leads by example. So I am excited to see that, just because anytime you step on the floor with other NBA comp, I feel like it's his opportunity to say, I can still do this. That's what that last game of the season was about, you know. And I expect to see that same buddy right here in July.
My favorite thing is this. After the game in Miami, VJ posted on his Facebook page, which is very active on his Facebook page. Like, he lets people know what the truth is and what isn't the truth, right? I love my people. See y'all in July in Nassau.
This was during the NBA season.
During the NBA season, this man, and trust me, insiders, like I said, for Diana.
No Diana.
Wants to.
No Vrabel. No Vrabel.
No Vrabel. I could be Mike Vrabel.
You gotta get a Diana.
That's what I'm saying. Anyways, we knew he was playing from February. Yeah. Like, he already committed. But to publicly state you're doing this in your NBA season is a big deal. Because a lot of people like to hold out sometimes, say, oh, I can make it into a big thing. Nah, he's just like, well, you know what? I'm ready. Let's go.
But think about how much support means, right? And the support he got from that, just there in Miami, had him overcome with this kind of emotion where he had to go to social media to say that. Mm-hmm. That's what support means to these people. So think about what it would mean to them to be playing in front of a packed house. When was the last time they played in front of John Canoe?
Boy, they love John Canoe.
That's what I'm saying. But that's a whole kind of different experience. When was the last time they got to play in front of this many family and friends? Not in a very long time. So it obviously means something different. And so y'all need to be there. They're going to show up and show out. And so should y'all. Should we just go to the live read
should
for
we
this?
name, you know how, for example, the World Cup changes the names of the stadiums? Like, it can't be a sponsor stadium, so it's like the Miami Stadium.
Oh, what we gonna call this?
It's the Atlanta one. I think we can call it the Bahamas Garden, because VJ loves playing in gardens.
Well, I mean, let's see how things.
He still loved playing in the regular season.
That's true.
He had a good. I'm just saying,
That's
the
true.
Bahamas Garden. If we just put that in his mindset, and then you know what he could say? This is the real garden, not New York, not Boston. The Bahamas Garden.
By the way, all those all those places you name, I was thinking, all multi-purpose. There's a bunch of stuff in there.
They play tennis in there.
Like, that's where my mind went now since you started that train of thought. Madison Square Garden ain't famous just for basketball. It's famous because they do everything in there.
Everything.
We can get there at some point. All right, let's go to the live read. The road to the World Cup heats up for the Bahamas. Do not miss your national team in action as they face Jamaica on July 3rd. And you know Jamaica been talking a lot. And Puerto Rico on July 6th. 2 high-stakes qualifying battles. Fans, you get to see elite talent on the floor. That's VJ, that's Buddy, that's DA. They are bringing NBA-level firepower right here at home. You get to see elite talent covering the game. That's me, that's John. Tickets start at just $75 per game, and they are on sale right now at nsa-bahamas.com/events. Secure yours early and be a part of the energy, be a part of the pride, and the push for World Cup qualification. This is must-see basketball in the Bahamas.
And guess what week it's during?
The most patriotic,
Yes.
I was going to say the most patriotic week of the year.
You were thinking John Canoe.
Not even that, boy. I'm thinking about what next week about to look like.
Nah, okay, that's every 5 years, but we get this every year.
The excitement about what next week about to turn into is going to be a madhouse.
It ain't gonna make sense.
It ain't gonna make sense, but we here now, so what are we gonna do? All right. We talked about the men's team, but there is a lot happening in the senior women's program as well. No, they're not on the path toward, they are on the path, but they're not as close to Olympic qualification like the men were. But there was a time when the men had to start from where the women are now. And I think a big part of turning the corner and turning things around started with Coach Yo reclaiming the mantle of the national team program.
So they're in the exact spot that the men's basketball team was in 2016. So let's just put it this way. Bahamas has been at the top level of basketball in the region and now the world for the last 10 years. Like, that's sustained excellence. Let's just put it that way. The women are now back to where the men were. And trust me, they were there before. And then it was the fall off, COVID, all that foolishness happened. Now they're back there. They're back in a spot where they have a chance to qualify for the AmeriCup. They also have a chance to qualify for the Olympics qualifiers and the Olympics itself. So this tournament is very important. The Central Basket that's going to be in Nicaragua, July. I think it's July 11th it starts.
Yeah, July 12th to 18th in Nicaragua. So like we said, Coach Yo will be leading that team. So she is back in the fold.
And here's the thing I like about Coach Yo with what she's doing. The staff that helped the team win in the CBC championships in Guyana is pretty much all retained.
Yeah, so let's take it. First let's tell you about what Central Basket is going to be like, or the FIBA AmeriCup 27 qualifier, because I think they're rebranding. But it's pretty much Central Basket, right? So the Bahamas is going to be, it's an 8-team field. The Bahamas is in Group A with the Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Nicaragua. Group B, you got Guyana, El Salvador, Puerto Rico, and USVI. Puerto Rico has been dominating Central Basket. They won like the last 4 or 5. The top 3 teams in this event move on to the 2027 AmeriCup.
And just remember, El Salvador has an automatic bid
as host of
as
AmeriCup.
host. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm looking at the group, right? And the talent that we have, like you got LaShawn and Valerie.
And those two, like you mentioned, they were pretty much the engines that drove the team to that third place finish at the CBC in Guyana. That's how we got here. They earned those 6 points, finished 2-2 at that tournament.
Yeah, then you got Felicia, the Merit, who came on late. We have pieces to the puzzle that are now going to be the Rima Collins. You got to look at the Danica Lightborns. You got to look at the Moultrie at Ohio.
So
you got these college players now who are coming in, and they're going to elevate our level up.
The college players is what makes a difference, because I thought of that instantly when you said, this is where the men were in 2015, 2016. That's pretty much around the point when Buddy became that guy.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it was, I think after his sophomore season in Oklahoma, or maybe his junior season in Oklahoma, when he played for the senior national team for the first time and just tore through the competition, and we were like, oh, we got one and we see where this is going. That kind of thing has to happen for the women. And it doesn't have to be one specific player. It doesn't have to be one outlier. But if you have, and we do have a collection of talent at that collegiate level.
Yeah.
So if you have all of them available and you have them ready to play, and you could feel that kind of team, then this program really has some motion.
Yeah. Like we know, so women's basketball is a thing where we know, in my opinion, Valerie and LaShawn, they could carry a team.
Yeah,
right?
They have. But the higher you go, levels you go, it gets
you need more people.
Yes.
That's where the Rima comes in, right? Even Danica coming off the bench is going to be a guard who has that experience to do it. From what I'm hearing is, I hear Terrell McCoy might play in this tournament. Even though she's going with track and field for college, this is her last summer where she's pretty much free to do what she wants to do.
Think about, so after the CBC, I remember one of the distinct memories I have is, so you said that coaching staff is going to be back. Donnie Culmer led that team. And immediately in the press conference right after that, he was like, yeah, we got to get these big girls to play.
Yep.
Because our problem is always going to be size. Yeah, we had this dynamic backcourt, but LaShawn and Valerie had to do so much. His number one thing was, when are we going to have the people with the size come out? And you don't have to be the focal point of the team, but we need role players. We need pieces. You ain't playing this sport without size. So when you said Terrell McCoy may be there, then yes, that is somebody that's played at a high level of high school basketball and could have played college basketball.
Oh, for sure. She had offers everywhere.
Many stops. But chose to go into track. So those are the kind of names and the kind of pieces that you're going to have. But it was the same. Listen, it was the same way with the men. We could have all the talented guards that we want, but until DeAndre Ayton became DeAndre Ayton, there was always that hole to fill. So that's the thing. You're going to have sort of this coalition. You're going to have the names come from all over to join the cause. And I don't think there's a better recruiter in the world to do that than Coach Yo. Wherever the talent is, Coach Yo is going to find it. And I am so confident that she is going to put together a roster that is going to challenge.
So here's the thing, right? And this is where we have to start recruiting
Early
players. People may not know there's a girl called Morgan Reckley, and she's playing in the States. She was just selected for
I know her dad very well. We went to high school together.
For the under 16 team USA, right?
We just had a conversation about her over the Christmas break.
So I'm going to just put this public service announcement out there right now, right? It is not too late for her to switch her allegiance to the Bahamas. As great as USA basketball
because she hasn't played as a senior yet.
She hasn't played after the age of like 17 or 18. But yeah, she hasn't played on the team, so she could change her allegiance. Better to do it now than later. This is something where we know how USA basketball goes when it comes to the women. They ain't leaving until they dying. Let's just be that way. Because
they gotta be 40.
These women are winning 5.
Yeah.
Olympic gold medals.
Taurasi got like 6, right?
It's 5, I think.
Yeah.
So think about it, that's 20 years of cycles.
Yeah.
Right? That they're playing. So from 20, if you're not on that short list of making look, Caitlin Clark, they barely put her on the team. But you got Caitlin, Paige, you got all these guards who are going to be on that team for the next 16 years. Yes, USA basketball is the example of what international.
It's the standard bearer.
Exactly.
It's what everyone wants to be.
It's what you want to do.
It's the LeBron
but
of basketball.
Talk to Eric Gordon now about his choice to play. Does he regret it? Probably not, because he won a gold medal. But now, because he's not on any teams, he lost 15 years of international basketball before we could have got him on our team. I'm just saying, this is a good opportunity
to get it on the ground floor.
At age 16, she could probably make this team with the talent that she is.
She absolutely would be on this team. Yeah.
She could be a key contributor to this team. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you a question.
This is the time. This is the time to think about your future of international basketball, as opposed to having that shot in the pan saying I play for USA.
Yeah, but nobody thinks that they're just going to be one of the players. Everybody who does this thinks they're going to be a focal piece.
I understand.
Everyone thinks they're going to be that.
I know what you're saying. And I would agree to you to a point if this was men's basketball. Because men, but even look at this, LeBron stuff all came out this Olympics and say, nah, we're going to come take it back, right? So even if you're trying to build a program, let's just say, and I'm going to throw this example, let's just say it's Morgan Reckley and a 36-year-old Caitlin Clark who said she wasn't playing no more, but then decides to say, I won't play. Who do you think they're getting rid of?
A 36. Oh, who they're getting rid of? Oh, Morgan Reckley.
Exactly.
Caitlin Clark's playing.
You got to think of it long-term in a national basketball career. Am I going, and then also you want to be, am I going to build a program? Am I going to help them get to levels that they've never been to before?
This sounds all well and good. And yes, we are arguing through our perspective because this is what we want to see happen. But if you are Morgan Reckley and you are making this decision, do you play for the Bahamas if I don't have Jonquel Jones?
Well, no, that's a work in progress.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That would change everything. Because if you are able to hold up, arguably, I mean, wherever you want to place her, top 10, top 20, wherever, one of the best players in women's basketball today, that is a recruiting tool. That is a bargaining chip. That is what you need. And I mean, we don't even have to rehash all of the reasons why you lost her in the first place, but that is what you have to prop up, because what props up Bahamas basketball was the fact that Buddy came along and became this international superstar, and the same thing with DA. we don't get to attract Eric Gordon and these other pieces if they don't do that. So you gotta have the homegrown talent there, and you gotta have them leading the program.
And I get it, but I just look at it to the fact of saying, let me just put it this way. I'll be blunt. If it doesn't work out for the amount of talent that USA puts out, you've literally ended your international career in one shot. Because then even if you try to come to the Bahamas, you're going to be a restricted player. And FIBA is now trying to eliminate people changing teams, the Eric Gordon rule. We've talked about that
FIBA's
before.
so ridiculous, dog. What is wrong with them?
My whole take is always going to be this. Unless you know you're going to be playing Olympics, which no doubt I think she's a talented player.
How would you know that?
Because Paige, Caitlin Clark, these people
You
who
don't think right now is
no,
because but John, she is being recruited to literally some of the best programs in America. Why would she not think that she can outdo them? That's what I'm saying.
I have no doubt she could outdo them. It's just the selection process is political.
Oh, absolutely.
That's where I'm coming from. The selection process is going to become, can you sell tickets? Are you Caitlin Clark? Are you Paige Buchers?
Ain't no what a Caitlin
It
Clark.
ain't none of them, right? Yeah. And that's the sad reality. Like, don't get me wrong. I want you to be successful in everything, but I also don't want you to have a decision made, and a decision could have been made where you could play 20 years of international basketball as opposed to playing in one tournament and then you just knocked over and never played again.
Well, the greatest recruiter that I know has to get to work and make this happen, or at least make the case. Because if anybody's going to be able to make that case, it's Coach Yo.
Here's the thing. She has a younger sister. USA Basketball is not chasing her. 2-for-1 deal. That's what Bahamas could offer. You could play with your sister on the national team.
I mean, we tried it with Clay and Mikey, and there was
well, no, at that point, they were both player restricted.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do it. I guarantee if they weren't player restricted, that would have been more enticing.
We do have a history of, because both Gordons played.
Yeah, but they're player restricted.
Yeah, no, I know.
The Mobley brothers could have played, but they're player restricted. This is an opportunity where they're not player restricted because I know they have their passports.
I really hate FIBA.
But all I'm saying is this. The opportunity of building a program, being the person, and playing with your sister.
Yeah.
That to me,
let me get on the phone and send some messages.
Something where USA Basketball can't offer that.
No. This is a unique situation where this is the only way that can happen.
Yep.
The literal only way that can happen. But we have to make the program more attractive.
Now,
that's the
let's
thing.
just say this, right? And these are all hypotheticals. This is what happens if let's just say she plays on the team, right? And then we qualify for the AmeriCup. We're going to be playing USA. She ain't going to be on that team.
No.
Where she is already going to be on a senior women's national team, getting that experience against grown professional women.
That's the point that we got to argue from there.
Look at Guyana. Guyana got those 3 sisters that are lighting it up.
That's the point that you got to argue from, because no matter what happens, you have an opportunity. But then, see, we have to be good enough to get to these certain tournaments where you're going to get that level
and I
of
get it, but we're only
going
to get good enough if we have the people believe and commit into the program.
We got to sell the parents on the roster.
Yeah.
That's what it has to happen.
See,
it can't be, you're not going to sell them on, and no disrespect, but you're not going to sell them on local night league players.
No.
You can't.
You can't.
That's just not the way it's going to happen.
Yeah, the whole thing is, even with the senior men's team, there was a point when we only had a couple college, maybe a couple professionals. Now we have a team full of professionals.
Mm-hmm.
That
started somewhere.
That took 20 years pretty much to do it. It starts somewhere. But you had to have the people like, and I would say Mitch, who was a great talent.
That whole, and we talked about this before, but when Stacey took over for that brief time period, and he was the first one who I saw take training camp to Colorado State, and you had guys who were, I'd say, fringe NBA talent guys or fringe collegiate guys. Yeah, they shifted the culture and they made that change. We have the chance. I just think that work in progress. We got to get JJ back.
Yeah.
Like that's
See,
what
the
it
only
is.
problem with trying to get JJ back, and I'll tell you this, is that it's going to cost a lot of money, which we don't
Fort
have.
Charlotte going higher.
Well, but she could go buy one little thing in Fort Charlotte. So, but also, this is the thing though. I don't know if I should bring it up, but who cares? We have Bahamian ties with a Destiny Walker who is trying to play for this national team because her parents are Bahamian.
Yeah.
So she's in the process of going to get her passport and has committed that once she gets her passport, she will play for this national team. The only thing that I worry about is that she's played for a under 18 team for the US. So we have to see how that process goes.
There's nothing I hate more than FIBA.
But here's the thing. Destiny Walker made the WNBA. And she had no shot at playing but she played in an under 18 tournament over the age of XYZ, and her international career is over. That's the same thing I'm trying to say with Morgan Reckley. Yes, USA basketball is the pinnacle, but don't do something where you might end your international career just because you think it's USA.
The goal of right now is superseding the goal of what could be in the future. But my thing that I will say to you is that they made those decisions, and at the point they made those decisions, there was no other way. You have to show them that this is an actual, real, credible, viable option. Well, so once we do that, then yes, the argument can be made.
The issue is this. It hasn't been done on the women's side, but we've shown it's been done on the men's side. So it's not like we're coming in and we're saying, hey, this is impossible. We've shown that we have taken a men's program, right? Up and coming players, college players, professional players, and turned it into a sustainable program where we're in these qualifiers, we're producing professionals playing in and out all year long. The women are at the infancy of that stage, which I would say if we continue what we're doing now, 6 years from now, we're going to be in the process of making second rounds of, because women are now changing to the men's cycle with World Cup qualifiers. So you're going to have home games and away games. So they're changing that from this whole Central Basket FIBA America thing to now qualifiers, because they want to push the same agenda on the women's side on that the men were doing.
Listen, I want us to have this good problem, and by good problem I mean having so much talent that we got to figure out what to do with. And I know, listen, Coach Yo is not going to take this on if she can't have the best available talent. Because she, more than anyone else, anyone coaching with the Bahamian flag, she knows better than anyone. If I don't have the players, I could do all this other stuff, but the players are the one that makes this thing go, and the players are what matters. So I know, you see what she's done at every stop of her collegiate career. What you think she about to do retaking this program? So I have no doubt that she's going to get the best collection of talent available. And I hope the people behind the scenes, like John has to do, the people behind the scenes get to work, and we work some magic on this organization that upsets me more than any other on the planet. We got to somehow get FIBA to have some sort of enlightenment to and actually help a developing program to develop, because people don't like to do that. But if we can actually get these players, we can get this pipe dream roster that we're talking about, then the women will skyrocket so fast. And I believe that will do so much for women's basketball at the grassroots level.
Let's
here.
Put it this way. We qualify for... See, the problem is they put these tournaments during the time of the WNBA season. So same thing that we have the problem with the NBA guys.
Yeah.
Jonquil is going to be one where, unless there's a league-wide break, which they only do for like World Cup and Olympics, we ain't going to be seeing JJ play for the women's national team unless it goes to the home and away series, where they have those series in between their seasons. So that's the only way I think we're going to be seeing JJ ever put back a Bahamian uniform. Because remember, she's done it before with Coach Yo. And I have no doubt in my mind that she would do it again. But we just have to get the paperwork and everything. Like, it ain't as easy as you think, just saying.
No, of course. Like, that should not... And everyone should know that's not easy. And, okay, let's take it back there, because she receives a lot of unnecessary flack for this. If you hear us mentioning get JJ back, all of the listeners might not know, because we just have conversations with ourselves. But So there was a time when, or again, early in the infancy stages of the program, where they kind of had that ebb and flow where they were up before this dip that they took recently. We won the CBC, and that team was led by John Quell. John Quell was doing pretty much everything for that team. At that point, she was at GW, right?
Yeah.
She was in college, and everyone knows she was going to be this WNBA prospect because that's where her career was trending. And then the women's national team program just kind of flatlined, and as one should do. And this is a decision that women's basketball players have to make because don't get paid like the men, which is why in the offseason, JJ was always playing either in Russia or in Turkey or in China, like all WNBA players do. So now at that point, our national team program flatline did not have a real viable option for her to continue on the international level. So she switched allegiances to Bosnia Herzegovina and played at exceptionally high levels with that program and put up extreme numbers with that program.
Just not the program. It's having the passport to be able to play in these leagues. And people got to remember, if you have a European passport in any sense or a recognized passport that the EU would accept, you're making more money. That's just how it is at the end of the day.
This was a business move more than anything else. But the thing about the narrative that got hijacked was, and she had to be defending it herself so much on social media, and that was one of the many times that I just was shaking my head at the Bahamian public that, listen, this is more about a business move than it is about nationality. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you brought that up, because what this really was JJ was like, I got to maximize my earning potential in the short window that I can. And if these people are going to give me whatever they are going to give me to play for this team and to lead this program, I could either take that or I could sit and wait and do nothing and have people pat me on the back.
Yep.
Which is not gonna,
you got to remember,
pay any bills.
Shelf life, especially at that time when she was the best in the world.
Yeah.
She has to take advantage of being the best in the world.
She was the MVP of the WNBA. Like, she wasn't just there.
No.
She was literally the MVP of the WNBA.
She was carrying teams to WNBA finals, herself, taking teams to game 5 when it was 5 games. The second the WNBA changes to 7, it becomes a sweep. Like,
that's crazy, eh?
That was the funniest thing. It's like, oh, yeah, we're going to get a big series this year. And it's like, nope. Take that sweep.
So that's why, but that was also a short relationship because that relationship's done.
Yeah, that's done.
It was a short time period. That relationship's done. She's no longer playing with Bosnia and Herzegovina, but that is why we say we got to get her back. And I understood it in the moment. This is not revisionist history. I understood why she was doing it in the moment that it happened, because she got to pay them bills. But
how are we going to stop someone? Because here's the thing. And this is where we'll go back to, I'll just use Morgan Reckley as an example. Your national federation.
I got a message to Daddy now.
Your national federation controls you once you play with them.
Yeah, ask Clay.
Because
EG.
in order to now say, hey, I want to play for another country, guess who has to release you? XYZ. Now, you don't think they're trying to come get money because they've invested money in you already. So now they're going to say, hey, you got to pay X amount for us to release her. From my understanding, Softly was the president at the time.
Yeah.
She knew John Quill, and we released John Quill, just released her. There was no, hey, you got to pay this. We got to get this.
That was the big deal.
We got to do whatever it is. And
USA basketball would
never. Just so y'all know, USA would never. But you let her go. And what are we going to do? Are we going to hold her hostage without having a national team? Like, you got to think about it. That's just being selfish at that point. That's what that is.
Yeah, and so I completely understood it, and I get it. But look, we need all of this to happen because, like John said, Bahamas basketball has had sustained excellence for an entire maybe 10 to 12 year run, but it doesn't have to stop there because there are so many great young players in the pipeline. Both of these programs can continue making runs to some heights that we have never seen before. When we get back, we begin our weekly series of the best of the Accredited, where we look back on some of the guests that you may have heard get to hear those again. And if you missed it, you missed some real gems. But good thing for us, or good thing for you, you have us rolling back the clock. We'll be back right after this.
Next time she could bring the whole makeup kit
No, I don't wear makeup.
and put the powder on.
I don't
There's-
wear makeup.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that because I feel like he was just trolling me by saying that because that's what I do. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, it's necessary. It's necessary.
I don't wear makeup. I went through a stage like where I used to wear makeup, and then I thought of like I was doing it because it was like insecurities, and then it was really just I stopped wearing makeup to tell the truth because it was taking too much time.
When you got to pay rent to pay for makeup, you got to pay the rent.
Listen, all I'm saying is you just need to get a little
Little
bit rid of
foundation?
some shine. That's all. Sometimes I
No,
just
no,
need
no,
to get
no.
rid of some
Not,
shine.
I used a lot of shiny stuff because I use a lot of oil, skincare things.
So all I use is a little bit of translucent face powder.
Yeah.
Good to
That's
go.
okay. That's okay.
See,
that's
look
okay.
at that.
You got to
It's
use the
okay.
Korean stuff.
That's okay.
Yeah,
John, leave all of
but
this.
that's expensive though. That's
My mom's into that. Look at that Amazon cart. It's like, boy,
By the way, leave
she
all
put
of
a
this in.
glass face.
you do everything. Yeah. When we were in Chile, she put that on for like an hour. And like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
you have to use, especially
Yeah.
sleeping it, but then you got to learn how to sleep on your back.
Yeah. No, she had it on for at least an hour or two minimum.
He's got to sleep in that.
I want
That's the
Nike.
best.
I want Nike to know this is where the budget is going. This is where the budget is going. Right to all the Korean face care. Welcome to the 10th Year Seniors Podcast Network. This is a very special edition of Conversations. We are here with the face of Bahamian track and field. She's the face. She's the voice. You know why you gotta be
The
you gotta be
authority.
the voice? Yeah, you can call it the authority too, because you are not afraid to say the things that other people will not say. Antonique Strawn in the building.
Hey guys, the thing is, it ain't the fact that I'm not afraid. It's the fact that I lack filter. So,
That's okay.
That's all of that is a part of it, but that's good. I feel like you need people like that, right? Because to get anything done, you need somebody to really express, hey, this is exactly what's wrong. Because otherwise, everybody would think everything's cool, right?
that's true. But in all honesty, I'm practicing for like when I reach like 60, 70. Because at that age, then
No
you
filter.
say you can say whatever you want to say. So
Yeah.
in my mind, that's my age range.
Yeah, just fast forward and jump right there already.
Yeah, like-
Because, and full disclosure, we were talking about a lot of this stuff before the pod to prep it, but I think most people think track and field this is the glamour sport in the Bahamas. So everything has to be fine with that, right? We have gold medalists, we have world champions, we have some of the biggest names in Bahamian sport coming from track and field. So they assume everything's good. Everything has to be good, right?
No, it's not.
There you
no,
go.
it's
I'm shocked.
No, it's not. Everything is not good in track and field because, like I said, it's like we have a whole heap of athletes, but only so many of those athletes have contracts. And we're not different than other countries where our athletes have to have jobs and do the sport. But it's only going to be so long that you want to work to pay for work.
Right.
So at some point in time, you'd be like, wait, why working to pay for work when I could just work and pay for a vacation and enjoy time? And we live in a social media content era. So I can't get much content from track and field. But
Not
I can
really.
get more
No, not
content
really.
from...
With all those World Athletics regulations, you can't record nothing.
I mean, you could start. You could be starting your Korean skincare content making page like right now because you want it.
Oh, is there a distributorship down here for that? Because
I mean,
I think people are gonna buy.
we about to find out. But so there is so much of your story that we want to get to, but I want to start with the most current one. Right now, you live and train in Jamaica,
Yes.
and people always say, you know what, the Bahamas is not a real place, and we're not because we have a lot of weird shit going on at all times. But growing up and living in the Bahamas and then making that transition to living in Jamaica, I want to hear about the differences. I want to hear the Jamaica's not a real place stories. Like, what's your favorite part? What stands out to you?
Jamaica's not a real place. First of all, what this stand out to me is like I am a foodie. I tell people it's like I participate in big back activities.
Okay, well, good
So-
thing you run. Good thing you run.
So because I participate in big back activities, certain food what Jamaicans eat just throw me off, like chicken back. Like go into the grocery store to actually buy chicken back. I just be like,
Man, that's a good part of the chicken, though.
yeah, but my dog would eat that.
I mean, people was eating it before the dog was eating it, though.
but
you ain't reached it yet.
no.
You like oxtail though?
Yeah, and I love ghetto oxtail too, which is turkey neck.
Okay, well now I feel like we just nitpicking because there's no way you can
I
look down
love-
on chicken back and not on turkey neck.
How?
I feel like they're in the same family.
No, that's ghetto oxtail. Because this the thing. If that cook, the same way they cook the oxtail and they mash it together, tell me how you're going to find out which one is the oxtail and which one is the turkey neck.
All I'm saying is that is in the same chicken back family, so I feel like we
That's
looking
turkey.
down. Give me something else about Jamaica not being a real place. We got the food,
First of all,
social life.
the thing is, I don't party a lot because of my training schedule. But I went to what I just don't understand in
Paso
Jamaica.
Paso.
I've never went to Paso Paso, but I want to go because I have a little bit of ratchetness in me.
I was there for 4 days and I went twice.
Paso Paso?
Yeah.
This
This is a while ago. Yeah, directly to the ghetto. Everywhere I go, I go directly to the
I
ghetto.
feel like what part of Jamaica you were living in?
I live in Kingston, but
Yeah,
I live in New Kingston.
Like 90% of Kingston is ghetto.
oh no, like I went.
Yes. First of all, they lay out where you gotta to get to the good area, you gotta go to the ghetto. But then when you look out the window, there is a ghetto.
Yeah.
So here's what happened because I was on what at this point
My
was the
teammate's gonna kill me.
Yeah, good. I hope they see it. At this point, it was the IAAF. So I was on a trip for them doing some journalism stuff. And we went to the hotel, put our bags down. It was like, y'all have free time. So I asked the driver, all right, I know these European people don't know where to go. Where do people like me go? And he was like, I got you. And that's how I
And
ended
you
up
didn't
there.
have dreads, was that back then?
And I did not have dreads back then, but I fit in.
They ain't gonna me down there.
I mean, I wanted to see some WWE moves where people jumping off the speakers and then they landing straight into
Hey,
a
that's
split.
impressive,
Like,
though.
that was the kind of thing that I was into at the time, not anymore.
No, but that's still
You get
impressive.
him
though.
incentivized now.
Things are a little different. Life's a little different.
Not only are the athletes great in the track in Jamaica, but they got the real athletes on the dance floor.
They prepare for it in all aspects of
They
life.
go hard in every aspect of life. They 110%.
So tell us about the decision to do that, though. What made you say, you know what, this would be best for my career at this point? I just got to go straight to the source.
It mainly became because after I became pro in high school whilst I was in Bahamas, and then I went to the U.S. And I was in the U.S. for about 6 years. And the only thing what I was doing there was either having a surgery or not performing. So
Boy.
I then became tired of that, and I was like, okay, you know what? The best of me when I was in track and field was when I was uncomfortable. So I believe that success and uncomfortable is like next door neighbors.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. And I also know for a fact, like, I needed to challenge myself. I wasn't getting that challenge in America. And I was extremely comfortable in America. I was living a very soft type lifestyle, which I'm not against soft lifestyles, but that's not what I needed to be good in track and field. So I was like, okay, I could go to Jamaica. And then I only thought about it, but it wasn't like putting pen and paper. My agent and my old coach, they was like, yeah, we got you a club in Jamaica. And I was like, I only said that like hypothetically.
Yeah, I said it in passing. I wasn't expecting y'all to really take
yeah,
that and
so-
run with it, but we here now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, this is your best bet. And like my agent, he could sell water to a fish. So he was like, yeah, this would be your best move. You know, he coached this person, that person, and you need to learn that track and field is not just like a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Like everything you do have to evolve around this. So I said, all right, you're making sense. I went there, and I'm not gonna lie, like the first 2 months, I was like, oh, I'm ready to leave. Like the first 2 months, I was like, I'm ready to leave.
What year was this that you went there?
2019.
Okay.
Like 2018 going into 2019. And I was like, I'm not safe for me.
Jamaica's
Wait,
different.
at that point you were contemplating, did you just mean Jamaica or the sport in general?
No, Jamaica. I was like, Jamaica ain't for me. Like, but then also, I'm like those people, like, if I do something, I'm going to stick by it until I get what I want
Yeah,
from it.
I need to see this through. One way or another, I got to see this mission through.
Yeah, so, and then like me and my coach, need some like a little tit for tat, and I like those type of.
You need some tension.
Yeah, I like those type of situations. I like a little bit of toxic.
Yeah, not only is she a big bad, okay, but
I
she
feel like you
liked the
might
full
have.
scene.
Yeah, I feel like you might have been talking about something else, but he's like, I like a little bit of
No,
toxic.
no.
Just in
Only
coaching.
like only in my training environment because
Okay.
I do have like a bully type complex. So if you let me run over you one time, I run over you every time. But my coach,
I was about to say, I don't know how much Jamaicans could let you run over
No.
them.
you'd be surprised.
More than you think.
So they ain't bad, man.
Yeah, they
They
at
definitely-
least not the ones I know.
So you mentioned the injuries, and injuries are such a big part of your story. But I don't think people understand the toll that takes on an athlete because the expectations are so high. We talked about how, when you're recognized as a junior, people automatically expect this meteoric rise. They expect, and we're spoiled when it comes to international medals, so they expect world champs, they expect Olympics and all of that. And when that doesn't happen, you have dissenting voices. And I think it was at nationals after you ran, and that was like one of the most heartfelt speeches I think I've ever heard a athlete give after that competition. Take us back to that moment right there and just everything you felt, because I think it was last year where you had. It was injuries to both legs, was it?
Yeah, I fractured both of my legs last year, and then like my training, I was still going out to my training camp in Jamaica to get treatment and stuff like that. But after they went on to Europe, I still was in Jamaica, and I was going to come home and do rehab and just like chill. Same time I ended up breaking my leg. Like it just snapped on its own. Like I was at home.
This is crazy.
I spin round to get something. I hit it on the sofa, and then like I dropped. And like when I tried to like power up to come off the leg, I said, "Oh, I guess like I probably hit like a fracture."
That's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is like in my mind, I was like, "Oh, it's probably just like the pain from the fracture," because I was already in so much pain. I didn't realize like, oh, the pain actually climbed. So I was sitting down there for like an hour. I was like, okay, I'm gonna breeze it for a little while and see if like an hour passed. I was on my phone, and then I happened to like look down, and it's like,
That ain't right.
yeah, something wrong there.
My foot shouldn't be bent
Yeah.
this way.
That's not healing.
Yeah, so like it just had like a little deviation. I was like, yeah, I think I messed up.
Wow.
But that's crazy. Just like, and we always, people get hurt. Like I feel like all the injuries. If you got hurt running, that's different than you getting hurt than just doing a basic daily activity. Like the heartbreak on that is way more than saying, at least I know I was in competition, giving it my all, and this happened, because that's a part of sports.
The thing is like I was already so heartbroken last year because I like from November to March, April, because like I knew like my season was done in April. I already qualified for Olympics though. Like my season was done. And I remember like I went with my agent to do my MRIs, and the MRI didn't even load up on the screen good yet. And I was like, yeah, she done for the season. And I was like, I looked at my agent and I was like, second opinion.
Second opinion. The second opinion is the finish of the loading of the page.
So they wait until it was done. He's like, she's still done. She's still done.
He's like, and that was the X-ray. He didn't even wait for the MRI yet. He just like, from the X-ray, he was like, So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna cry. But then like in my mind, I was like, wait, like I changed my eating habits. Like I was going to bed from 7:30. You know how boring you have to be to go to bed from 7:30?
Yes.
That's pretty sweet though.
Yes.
What time were you waking up?
Like 4:30.
Yeah. Same. I know the life.
So I was like, nah, the season ain't done. I was like, I will not like make these type of big sacrifices for my season to just be done like that. So I still was like trying. And then like, he was like, you're in pain, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, we could see your painkillers in your system and you in pain. He was like, you shouldn't be in pain with painkillers in your system.
Because then you would actually reach for something else to
so-
do something to alleviate that pain.
Yeah, so he was like, just stop. And my agent was like, yeah, we don't want you to have to get surgery, because they was talking about, oh, we could get you in surgery for Wednesday.
Boy, they love to put people in surgery in some places.
And I told my agent, like, I already had a spot hernia surgery, and I lost like weight, and I didn't like how I looked after that surgery, because I small now, but after surgery, I probably was like 90 pounds.
Jeez.
Wow.
So, and I wasn't leaving home, and I already don't leave home.
How many major injuries would you say that you've had?
Probably like four major injuries. But the funny part is, like, I just have like one reoccurring chronic injury over and over, which is my Achilles. Mm-hmm. So I still just run with my Achilles, but it doesn't beat to like the max of my capability is. And I have like a weird habit, like I'll be in pain, I'll be in discomfort, and I wouldn't say anything. Like I'll just be like, the world still goes on.
That's
so
the Jamaican in you.
I should too. So I'd be like, I should too. And my coach, he wouldn't say anything, but I know he hates that aspect about me.
Yeah. I want us to put a pin in there. I want to go back to this track origin story, because it's an amazing story. So you fill us in on it. So I need the public to hear about this origin story, how one of our country's best just happened to find this sport that changed her life, right?
Oh yeah, I got discovered at a track camp. Well, not really a track camp, but a sports camp at Kendall Isaac Gym. My mom basically was like tired of me, and my cousin's like running rampant at home, and she was like, "Come guys, let's go." So we went. I wanted to go into swimming. They didn't have no more spots. I get everybody wanted to go into swimming. So they ended up putting me across by a track. No, they gave me options. They like dance or track.
Let me ask you something. When you wanted to go into swimming, did you think it was like competitive, or y'all thought y'all was just gonna like play in the pool?
No, I wanted to do like
play in the pool. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
You got the noodles and stuff that we can hit each other with?
I was thinking about. No, I was thinking about,
Right,
a little splash, a little, let's play chicken.
There we go.
That's where my mind was. But they didn't even put me across there.
And they was just like, go to track and field.
Yeah, they just like, go to track and field. And I first of all, I think it was like 2 days. I didn't even do anything at track and field. I sit down under the VIP bench.
How old were you at this time?
I think it was like 15.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Which is crazy, because 15 is to be discovered at 15.
There were so many people
It's
at
a
that
lot
point
of
who was,
years that
already
missed
Carifta
potential.
medalists
Yeah.
and already did so much other things, but this is at 15 and you still were hesitant to do this.
I didn't care about track and field. Like, I didn't know about track and field. But when people said, like, track and field, for me, it was like, go outside and run up and down. I was like, Mom, we don't even want me to go outside to climb a tree to get juju. And at least I know climbing the tree, the reward was juju.
What's the reward for me running from this line to the next
so
one?
I was like, what?
Pass out on the floor.
Yeah, and then it was a camp instructor there who was a track athlete, but he did throw in. And I guess, like, he got tired of seeing me just, like, sit down there. So he bribed me, and he was like, hey, if you do this and do that, we can give you some Snickers, and then afterwards we can walk across.
Juju, Snickers.
Hold on. Wait.
The weakness has always been candy and sweets.
The resume that you have now in this sport all started
for Snickers.
for Snickers.
So you're trying to tell me Snickers can't come and get like an endorsement deal with
You
this?
really should have.
I'm
You
just
should
saying.
always be walking with Snickers. Before you run, you should take a bite of a Snickers bar, point at the camera, and do all that.
You would have been a perfect commercial, because it's just like little kid running, sitting down there. Oh, let me
Have
get
your
the Snickers, and then you
go,
go
and then they
roll
turn
down.
into an Olympian. That's crazy. Okay, so you were sufficiently bribed with Snickers, and then what happened?
And he told me, he was like, oh, after the lunch break, I could walk you across the swimming. Never
He
walked
didn't.
me across the swimming.
Yes.
I knew that one. I could tell.
This is a great coach, by the way. This is an amazing
Never
coach.
walked me across the swimming. Like, he went to another coach who was there, and he's like, hey, she good and whatever. And then the coach, he came and he was talking to me, and he's like, you want to do track? And I was like, no, I don't. Like,
Did you know you were good?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, like, look at me, like.
Doing the Cardi B,
Like when you first went, did you just like beat everyone to pieces, and then it was just like, that's this easy?
Yeah, because it didn't have no like entertainment towards it. Was like I I do this in my neighborhood. We run from lamppost to lamppost in the neighborhood. The only difference is now right here, this thing you're actually cutting at the bottom of my feet. In my neighborhood, my feet wasn't getting cut off.
So hold on, did they have you on the track at that time running barefoot?
Yeah. I remember I told you I come there for
No,
swimming.
Yeah, you don't wear shoes to swim.
There was no sprints or none of that because she wasn't
They didn't
doing
even
this.
try to say, do you have like any flip flops or sandals to run in? It's just like, nah, just
No,
go on the
bare
track
feet.
barefoot,
Go barefoot.
on that hot red tar, whatever they have there.
And I was like,
So then what happens next in this story after the camp?
he went to my mom and my dad. He followed us home like a stalker.
I mean, listen,
He saw generational talent.
honestly, I feel like this should be what the movie should be centered around this because this guy batting 1,000 right now. All of his decisions completely right. But go ahead.
He went to my mom and he was like, tell my mom, my mom was like, we're not gonna force her to do anything what she don't want to do because
She forced you to go to the camp.
No. But
She wanted to take a nap. That's what she wanted to do.
she was like, you don't know her, but I know her, and she ain't gonna do it if she don't want to do it.
All right.
And then they mentioned, oh, she could go to school for this. Mom was
And more
like,
Snickers.
You going to track practice.
There you go.
My mom was like, you're going to track practice. That's beneficial to you. And I was like,
Thanks, Mom.
okay. And I was like, no, that literally was it. Because in my mind, I was having a lot to say. But you know, like in that area, you could have said none of your parents.
No.
This is like, you back talking me? So I was, in my mind,
Your
I was
track career would
like,
have been over that day.
Yeah.
Your school career, your track career, everything would have been over that day if you would have spoken back to your mom.
She would have killed me and bring me back to like the clean of the mess.
I love how mom was like, you know, we can't make her do anything. Wait, she could get what?
What?
You go in.
Yeah.
You go in. That's just a decision made.
And the thing is like my family, like I tell people it's like because I grow up in the urban area, which is they call the inner city, but in actuality, it's the ghettos.
We just call it the ghetto.
I grew up in the ghetto.
We don't have to be politically correct on this. You can say whatever you want.
I grew up in the ghetto, so I knew like how it was to like struggle and everything. But I wasn't struggling like directly as a child. Like
Yeah.
I saw like my parents like make sacrifices to go here and to go there. So I actually didn't want to do track and field, but I didn't want to do track and field because it was hot and it was outside. But I actually didn't want to do it because I was like, oh, that's just a next sacrifice like my parents have to make. And my mom and my dad, they have their own way of supporting and differently. My mom is like more in your face with it.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad is more like, when you're driving, going for ice cream, you know, if you want to do it, you can find a way to do it. And I'll be like, you going to do this?
Yeah, it'd be an interesting conversation. If you watch it, no. She's going to school.
No, you going to do this. Like, you know, questions. And my brothers, they got like behind it and stuff like that. So I was like, all right.
So was your first experience was club track or school track?
It was school. What we all do in our house sports.
Yeah.
So it would be
But I mean, like
school.
at the point where you're taking this seriously, like, okay, I'm actually going to do this. This is so we're moving from I just running from Lampole to Lampole, Anthony, to I'm a serious competitor right now.
In all actuality, I started track and field in 2009, but I didn't really start track and field until like 2012.
Right. Okay.
So you took like a 3-year break in between that.
No,
she was doing it, but, like,
I
not
was
doing it.
but I wasn't doing it.
Right.
I already know, like, I was good.
Yeah, I like that though. Yeah, good. I ain't got Javion Clowney when he was going to the draft. Why is he gonna play a season out if he's gonna be a top pick?
I already know, like, I was good. Like, 2009, that's when I first met Sharika Jackson, though. Ooh, she beat me. She beat me, and I was
She beat a
like,
lot of people.
I mean, yeah.
I was like, I Bahamas good.
She still bring that up?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
I just bring up the rest of the years.
Okay. All right.
And then she just hit me with the professional career. So,
That one tough to beat.
Yeah.
That one a little tough.
There's
like-
different levels to
Yeah,
this.
that one a little tough to
I was
beat.
like, clock it, girl.
So what happened in 2012?
2012 was like, well, actually, 2010 was like when I really started to take it serious, to tell the truth. But that was because that was more like, oh, I'm gonna prove you wrong type thing. But in 2012, I realized it's like you can't operate life that way to like get back at somebody.
You can't
Michael
be
Jordan
petty.
did.
petty is a
It
way of
works
life.
so well for him.
I love being petty.
Tom Brady,
Yeah, I think you're wrong on this one. I think it's the number one source for athletes.
Kevin Garnett.
No, but like my level of pettiness was like terrible because I wanted to run a 4x4 and the coach turned around and told me, he's like, "Oh, you're not good enough to be a part of the relay team." I was like, "Oh, all right, bet."
Okay.
I went into training.
You ain't good enough to be a part of the 4 people on this relay.
Yeah, so,
But I better than all them individually.
yes, I was like, oh, like I turned around and I told him, like I was crying, snotty nose and everything, and I was like, next year I will be the best, and you want me on your relay team. And next year
You was the best.
I was the best,
And you ain't going this relay
and
team.
I didn't run.
I don't blame you.
I didn't run that relay. As a matter of fact, I didn't run.
I couldn't be a
relay.
coach. I couldn't be a
didn't run
coach because
no
I would
4x4. 2011, no 4x4. 2012, no 4x4. Every time they came to me, oh, my leg hurted me.
Hey, I don't blame you.
That's amazing.
I tired.
That's a flex.
Is this the year when it clicked and this was Carifta? This was Austin Sealy Trophy? Was that
That's
this
my
year?
first Austin Sealy.
Okay.
It was 2011. And then 2012 was
back.
my second one.
I can't believe it took us that long to mention this two-time Austin Sealy Award winner, which is insane.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Not much people.
Do you get a
can
vote in
even
that?
say
Or-
that.
No, I'm just playing.
I wish I did.
I feel like they should have reach out to the old Austin Sealy winners. Say these are the results of this Carifta. What is your vote for who gets the award?
They ain't paying
to?
attention to that.
First of all, they couldn't even say anything about me. I broke Veronica Campbell. I tied it, and then I broke it the next year after that. Like, do you not know who Veronica Campbell was?
You have to think about, and I want people to really fathom that. So, like when we were at Carifta last year, and we thought it was,
What
we
was
thought
this
Egan
year?
should have walked away with it, winning
Yeah.
Austin Sealy, right? As great as that performance was, he didn't win it, and Anthony won it twice.
Yep.
That's what Petty does. So don't tell me
Yeah.
that Petty doesn't work for athletes.
but the thing is like my pettiness wasn't just sitting with that coach alone. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like stumbling into like teammates
Ah,
because
okay.
I was
Everyone
spiting
was
him.
getting it.
Yeah, everybody was getting it. Like I didn't care. Like if I want to spite you think I kept a daughter for them?
Okay.
Like, forget
Okay.
them.
All right. Now I see.
As a matter of fact, I used to tell them when they used to come to me, because I'd be sitting in the stands eating my little. First of all, 2011 was in Jamaica. I was in the stands eating beef patty. So
Man.
Always meant to be in Jamaica. Like that was the
Beef
universe
patties are
telling
cheap
you.
in Jamaica.
The universe is telling you 10 years before you're supposed to be there.
I was in the stands eating beef patty, and it's like, Anthony, you come run the 4x4. I was like, girl, I already got my medals.
Yes.
I already got my medals. What you should have done was make this team individually and got yours. And I was like, probably next year.
Damn,
next year
Anthony.
came, and they came to me, and I was like,
No.
I,
I'm
you
the
don't know what
Austin Sealy Award. Like, what do you want me to do?
I was like, babes.
So let me ask you this then, because we know like when Carifta comes, it's Jamaica wins. We don't even have to worry about that. Then it's Bahamas, Trinidad, Barbados. Let's say it was, I know you're petty, but it was an opportunity that if you know you're running that 4x4, it could give the Bahamas the win in Carifta. Would you have then taken your petty away and been like, oh, I could win this, and they win because of me?
At that stage, at that stage, I tell
Anthony
you like,
over everything.
This is peak Petty.
I tell you, at that stage, it would have been like, that's your problem, that's your beef.
That's the Bahamas.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
I got mine already.
Yeah, I got my.
I good.
I did my job with them Jamaicans. Y'all should have do your own.
Give me your favorite. First of all, let's start high school. Your favorite high school memory on the track.
That don't sound like too many.
I would say it would have the B1 BAISS with me, Shanae, and Katrina.
I thought it was so unfair. I was like, where did they get these kids from? Like, it was unreal. For
They got
Sat
one
to
from
just
the
have
ghetto.
this. It was just unreal. But yeah, tell us about this moment.
Yeah, because first of all, it went like weeks like where we had like a lot of meets, and we was like, it would either be Katrina, then it'd be Shanae, then it would be me. I'd be like, and I was down. I was like down in the passion of it. I think Katrina had like 2, Shanae had 2, and I only had 1. And I was like, at least let all of us be tied. Like for who win how many. Like,
Yeah.
because we all in the same track club. Like, I ain't going to. At that stage, like I tell you, I was petty, but I also was like,
You a competitor.
no, I had a big head.
You as a competitor.
So I saw Katrina coming, and like I know I was tired, and I put my hand across the leg like that.
There you go.
That don't count. That don't count. It's
It
the
counts here.
shoulder.
It counts for a great story.
It's the shoulder. She's so warm, but I was like, for weeks, I was arguing. I was like, no, legally, you crossed that line first, but technically, I was across that
It's
line
like
first.
touching the lamp pole. You touch the lamp. You don't touch it with your.
You
your
going back
shoulder.
to your roots.
Yeah.
So,
You just reach out. Okay, favorite Carifta memory. Because those 2 years.
Eating the beef patty in the stands.
Some of the best.
no, my
performances we
favorite
had.
Carifta memory would have to be 2011 with Katrina and David Charlton when they had us on curfew and they tell us like, oh, we can't come out the rooms. And me and Katrina, we came out the room and Mr. Charlton was running behind us and he pulled his hamstring. And we heard him. We heard Mr. Charlton, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You feel bad at that point. Like,
No, like in this moment, like now that I'm older, I'd be like, it really, like, you shouldn't have do that. Like you should have been in your room
You
first
old.
of all. But at that stage, I was like, oh, I want to go outside and have fun. So
I can't believe he didn't stretch before he ran off field.
I would just let y'all run
Here's
because
the
I
thing.
wasn't trying to go over
Here's
that.
the thing, though. I know they're finely tuned athletes. I know I ain't catching them.
the thing is,
Finely
like,
tuned?
he had such great technique. And I was telling,
course he
I was
did.
telling Katrina, I said, Katrina, I'm getting tired. Like, while we running from him, like, I talking, I said, Katrina, I'm getting tired. And then out of nowhere, like, the same time, I said, ah! And I was like, we look back and I was like, I think he pulled his hamstring.
Hold on. Did y'all stop and go back? So
we
y'all
continue
just kept going.
He's going.
Y'all was like, well, if he
No,
dies,
because
he
he was
dies.
like, we could already be in trouble. So my math was, I already going to be in trouble. And he pulled his hamstring. Why to turn back now?
And get in more trouble.
He ain't getting more trouble. Like, let
Let
me
me
just
con-
go have fun.
So what did y'all do for the rest of the
I don't even remember what we do. But
You had fun though.
I had fun.
You might as well. Okay.
And you won the Oscar, so it was worth it.
But the thing is like my Carifta years was like super fun, like just trying to sneak out of rooms. Like Carrington Maycock, they don't need to let him be no more chaperone because
Shout out to Blue Chip Athletics.
Carrington could sleep with his eyes open. And it took us like 5 days to realize he's sleeping with his eyes open.
So anything y'all was trying to do.
Yeah, so like every time like we open the door and we see his eyes open at the end of the hall and be like, he's still there. But the thing is, it's like somebody else turned around and they let us know, it's like, he's sleeping? And we're like, no, his eyes open.
That's just how he gets, huh?
Yeah, and then it's like, no, he's sleeping. And they showed us like they did this, he didn't move. And I was like, for 5 days.
I was about to say, that's a great
could've
move
been
by
very
him.
fun.
Yeah.
He probably learned that specifically just for that moment. He's like,
Intimidation.
I'm a great chaperone. They'll never know.
I was like, for 5 days, I could have been having fun.
Okay, so the junior career was easily one of the best in the world because if you're that great at Carifta, I mean, Carifta is the premier junior meet in the region, one of the greatest in the world. You go on to win IAA of Rising Stars, and that is pretty much telling the world she's one of them ones. What was that like? Just being recognized, not just in the Bahamas, not just in the region, but this is literally the track and field world saying y'all got to watch out for her.
I mean, 2012 was because I'd already signed like my little Puma contract.
Look at that, my
Little.
little Puma contract.
Little.
I'm in high school signing a pro contract. My little Puma
Did you go to school with
contract.
Puma shoes on?
No, I still want my little clocks. No.
People still asking for lunch money. You have a whole pro contract. My
And the
little
thing is, I
Puma.
still was asking my daddy for money.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
naturally, yeah.
Still asking my daddy about me for money.
I got full gainful employment and I still ask my mom for stuff. Like, what you talking about?
Even now to this day, if my daddy even slip up and ask me, he's like,
Don't ask. Don't ask if you ain't willing to give.
Yeah.
That's the motto.
So winning that award, take us back to that moment.
I would say because like I already signed my contract, and
You
I
ain't
just
little no more.
No, that was my little contract. That's my little contract. So I'd already signed it, and I just wanted to like show them like, hey, I ain't going to college to compete, but I still competing, and y'all can't touch this. So that was that. And then, like, I also knew it was my last year as a junior, going to be running as a junior, and I would have the transition into being professional. And I still was, like, battling injuries. 2012, I would say, was probably, like, one of the worst years with my Achilles.
So this is where, can we pinpoint this is where it started? Or where would you say it started?
I would say, like, my Achilles problem, like, I haven't known myself in track and field without an Achilles problem.
Okay, so it was just always there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's why she was sitting in VIP.
Because she knew.
So I would train in the pool. Like, majority of my training in 2012 was in the pool. The only time I really got on the track was to compete.
Okay.
And, like, I went to a World Juniors before. I did 2010 in Mountain, Canada. Left there with nothing. That's when the coach told me I wasn't good enough to be a part of the relay team. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave here with a medal. I didn't plan to. First, I didn't even think I was going to medal in the 100 because even at my big grown age now, the 100 is like a hit or miss for me. And then let me come across there and win the 100. So when I won the 100, I was like, oh, this 200, this bag. Like,
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to be a double gold medalist. So,
You already knew before you even got.
yeah, because the 100 is the worst
the
of
200
me.
is your strong point. So you were Gabby Thomas before Gabby Thomas running that, knowing that you could win the race.
Gabby Thomas ain't Anthony Strong. Gabby Thomas is,
Talk your shit.
she's her. But I am her.
Talk your shit.
So I was like, all right, this 200 is me. And I beat Sharika there. After that first time, I think that's the first time I beat Sharika, like, and acknowledged to me that I actually beat her, but she made it known to me
Yeah.
that I beat her.
So that was the point where you were like, I've arrived. So the college thing.
She came 8th in that race in the 200.
You
Sharika?
look that up.
You
Yeah.
really did.
But you beat her by a whole second there.
Don't do this to my friend, man. Don't do this to my friend.
He's giving
She's
you
on her
ammunition
down-
for when you
she's
go
on
back.
her downtime. At that time, it was a transitional period for her. She's
Ah.
switching camps.
Okay. I
The
got you.
coaches.
So the college thing is interesting, right? Because like you said, I'm gonna go, but I'm going there on my own dime. So what was the motivation behind that? Was it just for training purposes, or what were you thinking?
Like, because, I think, like, grade 11 to 12 is, like, when you start speaking to colleges and stuff like that. And nobody was telling me what I wanted to hear. And what I wanted to hear was, oh, you only going to be doing the 1, the 2, and the 4x1.
Wait, what else were they saying?
400.
Yeah, they want to be to the 400.
Wait, this college is different type
So
track.
I was like,
Race every week.
yeah, and because I was already
But
doing
somebody
400.
at that stature, at your stature?
They ain't know who he
Technically,
was.
like 2011, I wasn't nobody yet.
Okay,
So
this is before Carifta then.
yeah, it was
Okay.
a little bit before.
This is before
Carifta.
all the success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got.
But then when the success came,
I feel like the tone should have shifted after that, because like
It probably did, but it was already too late because I was like,
hey, Petty.
no, it wasn't even. I was like, I don't want to do the 400. Like Miss Woodside was my coach in Club Monica and at SAC, and they knew I hated the 400.
The 400 is a tough race, though. Like, you
Yeah.
mentally have to be, like, different. What do they say? The
gotta
400
be
picks
crazy.
you. You don't pick the 400. The 400
No,
picks you.
you gotta be crazy to go across there.
That's like when Stevie's like, when someone's like, do you like the 4 or the 2 more? I like the 2 because it's
more.
shorter. It's like,
I mean, yeah.
First of all, every time I run the 400, as I reach the 200 meter mark, it is dawn in my head. You have 200 more meters.
I have to
go.
run
I
a
should've been
whole
done.
other.
Yeah,
I have to run a
should
whole
have already
other race.
be done. And the thing is this: I naturally go towards speed first. It don't matter how I could sit down with my coach a million times.
And do that.
No, we could make a race strategy.
Out the
I'll,
window.
I'll play
Oh.
that. I'll play that race strategy out of my mind, and I'll be like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And as the gun go, I'll be like, this fucking 400. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I get that. I can
just
see
be like,
that.
this a whole track. First of all, when I run in my 200, if I had anything below lead 4 and I look down the track, I'd be like, boy, that's a long 200. So you can't even do that for a 400. You gotta look. And
You can't
aim
even see the
back
finish
where you-
line.
No, this is you have to do to see the finish line. You gotta go like this. I ain't got that in me.
let's get into some fun stuff now. This could be our favorite part. We about to talk Bahamian track and field. We kind of teased it at the beginning, but I wanted the majority of this to be about your story and talking about how you got here. And now, like we started by saying, you are the face, you are the voice of Bahamian track and field. Claim it, claim it. Don't run from it. So we talked about, we saw the comments that Chris Brown made when he said, I feel like we're in a rebuilding phase in track and field. And this was something that a lot of people have been talking about. And he was the one to kind of give voice to that. What was your thoughts on that? And do you feel like that's where we're at?
I do feel as if we're in a rebuilding phase. And I also agree, we need to push funding towards it. But who they're expecting the funding to come from is what I disagree with. Because we don't run for the government of the Bahamas. We're citizens of the Bahamas, but we run for the federation, which is the B3As. The B3As makes money off of us. The government don't make no money off of us. I mean, outside of us being ambassadors and stuff like that, they technically not making anything from us. And who's to say us being ambassadors that they actually make money from that? We don't know.
You're not an employee of the government. You're an employee of you're self-employed. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, we're self-employed. And the person who we represent after ourselves is the B3As. The B3As makes money off of athletes. Like all federations make money off of their athletes. So if we're going to talk about who should be paying the athletes, it should be the person that benefits firsthand from the athlete. That's just my point of view. But I also understand, the B3s, they are struggling. So you can't...
I'll tell you, every federation in the Bahamas is struggling regardless of how you say it, because we don't think of sports as big business. Like me and Al always say, when we go to Jamaica, you come out the airport, the first thing you see is Usain Bolt plastered all over, Veronica Campbell-Brown, Shelly Ann. You see all them plastered everywhere because they love their own and they respect their own. And I believe that the corporate Jamaica believes in their athletes. And even though it's not millions and millions of dollars, they're getting something to survive.
They are, but the thing is this, it's I don't really know if corporate Bahamas doesn't know, but you don't need to be offering us millions of dollars.
No.
To get the push, because we're not making millions of dollars in track and field. And none of us will make millions of dollars in track and field. Not saying that it can't happen, but realistically speaking, on the expense of the economy, the expense of the sport, and also the money that we're generating year in, year out in the sport, we're not going to touch $1 million.
Yeah.
That's why we work after track and field and work during track and field.
Well, one of my biggest things is, and I always look at it, Jeffrey Gibson won a bronze medal at the World Championships in the 400-meter hurdles. I would never forget, because I just thought it was insane. This dude was an elite track athlete, and I look at his Instagram story and he's working at Target. That does not make sense. And that was a year after winning the bronze medal, thinking that you got a bronze medal, you go, how are we not putting something into him to say, hey, go be the best potential you can be, so that you could bring the success to the country, but they only like the success when they don't pay for it.
Yeah.
My thing about it is, and I feel like you get to see this firsthand because now you've been in Jamaica for a while, the cultural difference, right? Because from the very low level, I'm talking about maybe from primary school, you could go on to high school, the way they approach it, it's almost as if it's a holistic approach for the country to be taking everything that seriously. And it has an effect on the way people view it in terms of funding. It has an effect on the way people actually push toward the sport and actually give themselves to it. I feel like we have a more laid back approach where it's we want people to go off and have this success individually, but we're not actually putting anything into that. We just kind of want to see it happen at the back end. Is that how most athletes feel the approach from people is here?
I would say, first of all, I think in Jamaica, they probably have a better chance of getting in the room with people.
Yeah.
As to here, it's we can't get into the room with certain people. We don't even know who certain people are. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to ask somebody to give you aid when you can't even see them to say, hey, I need help over here. And then also plus two is in the Bahamas, like Jamaicans, they struggling, but they also know it's like, hey, they athletes, them struggling too. In the Bahamas, I don't think we have that acknowledgement to be like, hey, you struggling, I struggling, but if you could turn around and give the athlete something, because the athlete isn't going to just take the contract and not do the job. We have to do the job by contract.
Right. And I mean, but the
It
thing
takes winning a gold medal, but in my opinion, to get Core Bahamas to even look at you.
But
Like-
but they do so much for so many other things, and I don't understand. To me, and I'm not just saying this because of what we do, but sports is literally one of the few things that will bring everybody together. It's one of the few things that everyone pays attention to. So I just don't understand how we don't see the value in that all the time.
The thing is, I trying to remember like which year, but I would say like 2013 is probably like the last time I saw Scotiabank like super active in sports in Bahamas.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like 2013. It's like I could be wrong, but that's the last time like I've seen like one of their banner at a sporting event for track and field, and I just be like, wow, like what happened where the corporate Bahamas don't want to be interactive in sports, especially track and field, because I feel as if like track and field is one of the easiest. It's not cheap, but probably like equipment wise,
The barrier of
cheaper.
entry is low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just tell people like all the time, it's like, you want to leave this rock to track. like we all could sprint. I mean, no, we all can't sprint. Let me not lie. But we all could run.
We all have some
But
athleticism.
we understand
We
what
all
you're
have some
saying because,
athleticism.
like, Donald Thomas, basketball player, turned into high
Yeah.
jumper. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the raw athleticism here to almost like, you got put it in a way with like a stem cell. You pretty much just say, you pick this event and you're probably going to be good at it at the end of the day because it's in the DNA.
Like, I feel as if we have so many talented athletes that has not been discovered. And outside of them not, in my opinion, not really being in the private school, but being in the government school. But also, plus two, is like the athletes who are here now, you're not getting no help. You're not getting no real aid or anything like that. Like outside of the little bit what the government is doing for us. And
And you got to jump through hoops to get on that list.
yeah, it's
Hey, elections coming
Yeah.
up, so if y'all thinking of putting a camp and stuff on now, this is the time to do it. That's all I'm saying.
I did a camp already.
Thank you. Great
But-
segue. So you were talking about, athletes falling through the cracks, especially in the government school system. And then I want you to talk about what you recently did at Doris Johnson, because like when you reached out to us and then you said they just don't have a track and field coach. Like, who knows what untapped potential could be there at that school? They just have nobody really buying
they
into
actually have a
them.
lot of athletes there.
This is what I'm saying. So the same way, look at your own story and how you were discovered reluctantly. You late bloomer. You came into that late,
But
reluctant
I
to do it.
even dropped like in a track and field group with a bunch of coaches, and I was like, hey, I just did a camp at Doris Johnson, and from like my limited scope as an athlete, because I'm not a coach, I have zero coaching abilities in my opinion. And I was like, what I saw there was like a lot of potential and
Go
like
get
a
them.
lot of athletes. Like, go get them now.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel as if like that's how it could be. Like, is even like what an athlete who was there. Well, I wouldn't call it like an athlete, but like a student who was there afterwards. She saw me like the next day because I did it on Friday. She saw me on Saturday. She spoke with me and stuff like that, and I went by her home, and I was like, wow. It wasn't even like an insult to her or anything, but it was like,
No one in the Bahamas should be living like that. That's what you're pretty much saying.
like, and especially
But
because
that's reality.
she told me like her GPA and like she showed me her GPA and everything. So it wasn't even like, oh, she probably might have been BSing me. Like she showed me her GPA, and she making like 3.8s, 4.0s and stuff like that. And you doing like a bunch of other sports, and that's how you living.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if you even where you at right now, just educational wise, and you living this way, Like imagine like if somebody like
Actually
Yeah.
invested in you,
exactly.
invested in your development, and actually wanted to see that through.
yeah, and I told her I was like,
Imagine
I
if you had a
gave her my
stalker coach
number.
to follow you home and actually talk to your parents and tell your parents that
can get a
hey,
scholarship."
you can leave here and get a scholarship. If you can be that.
So we know you had a scholarship, and we're going. What is your take on this whole? People get mad because a school will win because they're giving scholarships out.
Your school specifically.
Yeah.
Seneca Customs College, us. Anyway, I was a scholarship kid, and I could.
They exist?
I thought SAC didn't do that. I thought people went to SAC because they wanted to.
Yeah,
I wanted to go. I did go to SAC because I wanted to,
I thought they
but
just.
I also went there because they offered me a scholarship. Because QC also offered me a scholarship.
Look at
too.
that.
This
Wow.
this
Recruiting battles
breaking news
in the Bahamas.
Breaking news. Now we are listen.
the
We are not
difference is-
newsmakers.
What year was this?
That was what 2009.
So in 2009.
Go
This
on
is
in
the
the
first news that we've
2010.
ever broken. We usually just be bullshitting. We broke news for the first time because all we have heard is this is never done. We are a benevolent institution, and anyone comes here just wants to be a part of this
But
greatness.
I would say the difference between SAC and QC was this. I still had to sit my entrance exam for SAC.
Entrance.
Nah,
No.
they were serious about that entrance exam.
Do we really need
I
them?
did not
Optics.
understand.
If you fast enough, do you really need it? I mean, let's be honest here.
I would say I don't know how it is now. I can't speak on what it is now, but I would say then they were super about that grade point average. No, first of all,
How much races you lost in BAISS?
Exactly. They didn't care what you was doing in them exams because they knew. Let me tell you something. After
They
you came back
cared.
from that
They
first
cared.
Austin Seeley, when
No.
you won that first award, I guarantee you that next year, if you'd have been like, I'll go with like a 50%.
They cared. They cared because they even tried to repeat me.
That was never gonna happen.
No, you know why
Empty
they want to
threats.
repeat you?
Yeah,
so
you
can
know
run some
why.
more into
You know why.
BAISS.
You thought that had to do with grades?
Grades? Come
It
on,
was.
grades.
It was. They even brought in my mom, and my mom was
Empty threats.
They could bring in
Empty threats.
everyone.
The thing
looked
is this:
good.
it might have been empty with the school. It wasn't empty with my mom.
No.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah,
different.
but they knew who to scare. Because your dad would just be like, well, your mom's like, you better get your grades.
And no, but the thing is this: my mom might be more in your face, but you see, if my dad says something to me,
That gospel.
at that time, I would have moved away fast.
I like how she prefaced it with at that time. But okay, but just to go back to what John was saying about the scholarship thing, like the girl that you mentioned, Doris Johnson, like she should absolutely be getting an opportunity someplace else because
Yeah.
of what she can bring to the table. So I don't understand why we still have, and even that to me is how we're not looking at this thing and taking a holistic approach to it, because someone like that should benefit and be in a different environment because of the skill set that she has. If we're looking at this as business, then she should get to go somewhere else with better coaching, better educational opportunities, and all of that through track and field. Why are we not doing more of this?
Yeah, but I even told people it's like, I even tell athletes like to this day, even government school, because I still go back to T.A. Thompson every now and then. Even I wasn't there when it was named T.A. Thompson, I was there when it was C.C. Sweden Jr. And I would tell kids, it's like, if a school offer you a scholarship,
go
take it.
What are you?
Because
What
I
you
was
embarrassed
like,
for?
No, but I even said, I was like, what? In your neighborhood, they could turn around and say, "Oh, you preppy or
Yes.
whatever."
Yes.
Guess what? Be preppy, because
Thank you.
when you're done with school, and everybody know like you need links, and you know who have the better links?
We all know
Government
what-
school.
we all
SAC?
know
Don't
the
have
better
it.
links.
It's private school, of course, SAC, because we take care of our own.
I know that. I'm not discounting that part of the whole SAC
They're the
UC thing.
best.
Y'all take care of each other.
You want to look in the camera again and just hit that one. So this is why, and I'm kind of jealous of it because I think this is what all of our high school sports should be like. Yeah. Like what is captured for BAISS with SAC and with QC. That should be the rising tide that lifts all ships. Because if everyone took that approach, I feel like our system would be so much better. Like we always look at champs and be like, "Wow, that's amazing."
First of all,
How
I
did we
would
get
be
to
in
that?
training watching BAISS, supporting SAC.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to support someone, yes.
we
Except last year, you couldn't see it.
yeah, last year.
That's okay,
Last year
because you know
couldn't see
what?
it.
come back to the recruiting thing, they overly recruited from the government school. They saw the trick. They saw the trick.
tell
But
us
don't
more.
worry, SAC. We can get them back. We don't need to do what that other school doing. Because you have
You just told us you did what y'all did what the other school
that's
did.
one person.
Anthony, you know it wasn't one person. You mean to tell me you was the only one?
Please let me talk to my alone.
Go ahead. You was the only one. They decided that this was the one we were going to get. That's the story you're selling us right now. So nobody else in your
Nobody
class.
else in SAC.
Nobody in your class, or just
two of
in
us.
your two.
I bet you they were two great athletes. I mean, not no shot putter. Someone who could. How many points have you won in your career at BAISS? Because that's what I feel like SAC only cares about. That GPA thing was just fool's gold. As in, you probably won like 300 points in your lifetime at a BAISS.
I could tell they didn't go to SAC people, but
No,
we didn't go to SAC.
No, we didn't. I respect the culture though.
Yeah.
I know haters when I see them.
I do not
We
hate
are the
SAC.
least amount. Look,
I
the
do
only
not.
thing we care about at BAISS is someone win and someone lose.
I do not listen. I actually gave SAC money. My son went there for a year before he switched schools, but I gave
Don't
them
worry,
money.
That's okay because there are only two type of people.
Oh
in the
my
Bahamas.
God! There we go.
Those that went to SAC and those that wish they did.
He plays baseball. It was useless to him. But I
If he was a track athlete, though.
I respect the culture. Boy, he's never gonna be that fast. But I'm saying, I mean,
He ain't got the gene.
no,
for it.
He's super slow. Super slow.
Nine is forte. You gotta go
From when
where
we saw him at like 5 years old, it's like, yeah, track ain't for
you
him.
go where the Lord calls you. He didn't call him. He
was
didn't
a
call
track
him
and
there,
field.
and that's okay.
Nah, y'all killing me.
So, this is my question. Do alumni like you, who are very public figures and very well known, especially in your sport, facing the voice of track and field, do you have influence in who gets to be in that next generation of Big Red Machine? Do you?
But I even know the answer to that one.
I
You
just
got
wanted
to be
to ask.
crazy.
I just
That
wanted
old
to
guard
ask.
gonna stay there till they gone.
I just wanted to ask. I'm just saying because listen, you can do good with this power. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be just focused on BISS. With great power comes great responsibility. A wise man once told me that. Shout out Uncle Ben. But when you go to Doris Johnson and you find these athletes, you say, hey alumni, just an interesting note. It's like 6 of these kids that can do this and can do this and do this. Do with that information what you will. Y'all don't do that kind of thing?
No, because
Cap.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
really making the
I'm
Bahamas
just
show
saying,
up.
if it was me, I would do it. I went to St. John's.
No,
I would do it.
I would reach out to coaches and stuff like that because those people have more say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, hey, you should come across to St. John's.
Yeah.
Look for this person.
Don't go to St. Andrews. They ain't got no track team no more.
Y'all ever had one?
Yeah, we came 4th one year. You joking?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. The oh, that's good was so loaded. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
hey, that's fine. I'll take it. There's like 20 people who go
You
to
want
that
to pat him
school.
on the head as you say it? Oh, that's so cute. That's really cute. That's
Shout out Debbie Ferguson.
brave of you guys. Oh, they did have Debbie.
One person.
That's one.
Well, according to you, you only need like one scholarship person or 2.
But y'all can sit down and say it.
Okay.
At least that's a brain school. You can't beat them when it comes to spelling bee. So
You beat me.
It's been a great conversation with the
You know
voice
what the
of track
thing we
and
did
field.
miss about though?
What did we miss?
You see, like the athletes nowadays going to college, right? Do you wish you had NIL back in your day?
bruh,
Everybody
I said
does.
that.
Everybody
I was
does.
like, if they had NIL back in my day, I wouldn't even sign a professional contract. I would have been in
That's
school
true.
just raking it up. I would have been there laughing at them.
Making content and then just
I,
going
first
out
of all,
there and
I ain't
racing.
gonna lie, I ain't gonna make no content.
No, you
because
have
we
someone
been-
else
That
do
wasn't
it.
a content making time back then.
Yeah.
No, not back then, but I'm saying if NIL was around, you would find your way into that.
What do you think your value would have been?
Then I was the only person running 22s. So I would put
Talk your
myself
shit.
like on like
3 million.
no, I wouldn't start making that much. I would be realistic with track.
I was thinking $1 million.
Yeah, like
But if you won $1 million,
it's
I'd
just
say 3.
the NIL people actually making more money than the professional people.
Yeah.
So
And they don't even have to be good.
No.
or nowhere near the
you
best.
know, I watched.
They just got to be popular.
You could have told them, yeah, I only running the 25 meters.
You know what?
I
No,
mean,
but
this.
I even watched the NIL thing at LSU on Prime, and they had the gymnast girl.
Yes.
Oh, yes, she was making bang.
Bang! And she wasn't even qualifying to
Nope.
be a part of their team.
But she buying Paul Skeens.
And I was like,
You could
Doesn't
imagine.
matter. That's why I think you just got to be popular. So here's where you would have made it.
You could
All
have
you had
walked
to
in
do-
with your 2 trophies, your Austin Seat, and your 2 gold medals, and you would have been like $1 million each.
hey.
You would have been able to. You would have been able to sell your personality, and that would have worked. And I mean, obviously, you was way better than she was at your sport, but that's how this whole thing
Exactly.
works.
I would have actually been advertising. Not saying that the girl from the gymnast thing is not an advertiser, because she clearly is on social media.
She advertising something. So
She's actually good, you know. Like, I mean, because I really don't know gymnastics and stuff like that. But like, I watch her social media stuff because when I watched the NIL thing, I was like, nah, I gotta go on her social media and see like,
you got to see what's up with
yeah,
this.
like social media, like
Look at
aesthetically
Caitlin Clark,
wise.
though, how much money she was getting. Angel
Yeah, and
Reese.
Angel Reese.
It's just like,
First of all, you saw Angel Reese say that when somebody told
About
her,
her
they was
rent?
like, no, they was like, are you a basketball player or are you a social media influencer?
She's a business.
And she was like, I'm a business. My part-time job is giving me enough money so that I can do my full-time job. And I was like, ooh, when your part-time job give you more money than your full-time job, there's a problem.
4.1 million for the LSU gymnast.
That's how much she was making?
What's her name?
Olivia Doom?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Olivia.
That's the one who dated Paul Skeens, right?
I don't care who she dated.
Olivia, you are a business mogul.
There we go.
You could have get 3 million.
You couldn't get $3 million. All right.
I don't think so. Like,
See, now you're selling
no,
yourself
because
short.
I know.
You just think track don't have that kind of pull.
Yeah, track don't have that type of pull.
But you would've made it different
also,
back then.
I don't have.
Okay. We listen. We need a favor. We are admittedly not track and field people. We ain't track and field people, but we need a track and field correspondent. We need a consistent track and field correspondent. We
I
know
do this
you
virtually.
Yeah.
We know you want to get into this business. We want to bring you under the tent, under the fold of all of this mystical magic you see here in 10th Year
The
Senior
lights.
Studio.
I like this.
The lights. We want you to be our official track and field correspondent. We need
I
your
just
knowledge.
want you to know. You see that little computer up there?
Yeah.
That's specifically made so we could zoom people in.
Yeah.
So they can pop up on the screen when we do these things.
So we need you from
Yes.
Jamaica. Anything that happens in track and field, we got to get you in here. We got to talk. It doesn't even just have to be track and field, but we need you on.
at
We
me.
need you as a guest more often.
Look at me getting work.
Yeah.
We
This is
pay
gonna-
like the Bahamian government.
Yeah,
though.
we do
We're
absolutely
pretty
feel like a
bad.
Bahamian government. You getting that like at the end of the year, maybe.
That's okay. That's how track and field pay now.
Things I'm used to.
Things I'm used to. This is
You
10
don't
years.
realize it's abuse because you've been getting it all your life.
It's election season. Perfect time to say that. This is Antonique Strawn. She is the voice of Bahamian track and field. She is the face of Bahamian track and field. She can get so much messages about that.
Yeah, they get turn around and say, "Oh, what somebody told me the other day, you are not the role model for Bahamian track and field."
Who is?
I don't know, whoever the role model is. But I would agree with them. I don't have the personality to be a role model. I say like my vocabulary is colorful. So
ChatGPT.
A role model is whatever you make it. So this is just gonna be the first, but we're gonna get Antonique back. This has been a great episode. We're gonna have this more often, so we're gonna do more deep dives into track. So now we got an expert with us, right?
Oh, we could, if you're here during BAISS, we could have you trackside.
ooh, don't make me come down here. When that is? April? May?
I didn't even know. March?
No, yeah, that is March. Because April is pen relays. I probably could do that. Oh no,
All right.
then I started drilling later.
No. Leave it right there. End the episode. She already committed to it. We're done. End it. She said I probably could do that, and cut. We're out.
The operative word was probably.
Nope, he ended it already. See y'all next time.
I'm trying to see because I started training in December.
We're cut. Mic's off.
January, February.
We're going to zoom you in. You just watch